Welcome back, everybody. We are back with some more Rocket League against UMBC Black right now, I do believe.
Yep, that is correct. Of course, UMBC, they're not wasting any time, and neither are Saints apparently after a shot on target off the post. And Robin, he's picking up pretty much exactly where he left off in the last game, getting his own rebounds and such. And sure enough, Nitrix with the assist as well. Uses that post to his advantage, and that's going to put Saints in the lead nice and quick.
That was like a tiny little double tap there. He was able to hit it just barely twice.
Yeah, you don't have to crush it, just enough to get the job done. But this UMBC squad, they just came in off of a 30-minute best of 3.
Oh
I don't know
goodness.
how long those overtime games must have been, but that was definitely an exhausting one, to say the least, up against the University of Waterloo JV squad. So they're definitely warmed up, but are they already out of gas? I'll kind of have to see. It's kind of early in the tournament to be getting exhausted, but after a 30-minute best of 3, you might be able to make an excuse for them.
Definitely. We're going to have Carnitas, Empanada, and Azumi on the side of UMBC. And again, Kamal, Ramen, and Nitrix for your St. Clair Saints.
Absolutely. Nitrix looking to get himself on the board, but not quite going to be able to get past the defender on the side of UMBC. Shot on target, but not quite. Okay, yeah, so definitely in that last series, just so much overtime play to be had there for UMBC. Both of their series that they've played in so far have been overtime. So this team has been on an absolute gauntlet today.
They are fighting. Reminds me of St. Clair from last week, 2-1s everywhere. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, we saw the fatigue last week kind of hurt St. Clair, but seeing them play today, it looks like they're a different St. Clair than they were last week.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit more decisive, to say the least. However, it's still just one match into the tournament. We'll see as this goes along how it goes. But how did Ramen manage to find himself a little bit of a breakaway? Okay, we take those 2-0 now in the favor of St. Clair after the unfortunate clearing attempt just gets completely whiffed. And unfortunately, their Azumi was not available, and neither was Carnitas. So Saints found their opportunity. Ramen takes it and runs.
Yeah, I didn't notice how close Carnitas was to the ball there. I mean, it looked like it was wide open. Ramen gonna try again here. Ramen is insane. Needs to simmer down.
No, we wanted him to keep this up. What are you talking about?
Absolutely.
Secret UMBC imposter over here. What is this? But yeah, with Ramen definitely already going absolutely nuts. Of course, in the last series, did have the hat trick, plus I think 1 or 2 goals in the other game as well. Definitely a good start nonetheless here. And yeah, the Saints are just firing on all cylinders early.
Yeah, which is definitely a good strategy for them, because once they lose momentum, it seems like it's kind of hard for them to come back from that. So it looks like they're going to keep going with the pace that they're at. They have a little bit of a cushion with 2 goals right now, but again, it's still very close. Carnitas very, very close to the goal on St. Clair, but it ultimately gets taken away.
It nearly had a centering attempt, but did get pushed aside, like you said. So now Azumi going to be forced to try and drag race Ramen here. Nice bounce, actually.
Ooh.
Big shot there for Azumi. Just banking it right off the St. Clair defender and puts it right in the back of the net.
Look at that. Right over the side.
Yep.
He's going to hit it just at the last second.
Okay, that was a bullet, too. Good luck trying to stop that one. I think, what'd that say at the bottom? Like 115 kilometers an hour or something like that?
Yeah, something crazy.
An absolute missile coming off the bumper of Azumi, and that's going to put this game within 1.
Yeah, so that's good news for UMBC, closing that gap a little bit. Nitrix does not want that to happen, though.
A nice little body block there to at least stop the shot happening. That being said, another shot on target, but Kamal forced to make a huge save. That was another bullet coming off of the bumper of Azumi, so he's just absolutely finding these one-timers of sorts, these rocket shots just right towards the net. Saints are going to have to be on their toes if he keeps this up.
Definitely. Kamal going to try to stop Carnitas at the goal, but Azumi is close, and we've seen Azumi the last goal getting some of those cheeky goals off, so they're going to have to be careful.
Yeah, Panada. I think that's how we pronounce that one. I cannot remember off the top of my head, unfortunately, but a good clearing attempt nonetheless here. Kamal going to try and stop it, bounce back down, redirection, not quite going to make contact, however. Nitrix with it in the crease alone. Azumi, though, coming in hot. Can Nitrix, he's kind of out of boost, though, so could not make the play happen. Forces it to get cleared. Now Azumi's just going to try and control it in their own zone.
Kamal going to try to take this, but Carnita going to jump in there. Gonna line it up, try to get the goal, but Ramen gonna block that.
That was a dangerous one-on-one, but good on Ramen to make the stop. However, he's going to get demoed for his trouble. We have Empanada trying to charge on through, but you can only go so fast when you have no boost. Out of gas, and now it's the charge into the UMBC zone. Good on Azumi to keep it away from dropping in front of the net, though, right in front of the crease. That could have been bad.
20 seconds left, and if UMBC can tie this up, then we'll see an overtime in game 1.
Here they come.
Yep, it looks like they're going to try to line this up here. Very, very close. Carnita going to try to get in there, but Ramen going to boop it away. Straight into net? No, it gets blocked.
That was definitely deadly, but Ramen there with a very, very clutch stop and clutch clear to say the least. UMBC one last attempt here. That ball hits the ground one more time. Game is over. But you can just see UMBC struggling to try and get that thing out of there. So St. Clair going to start things off on the right side of the bed this time. Going to be starting things off with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that was very close near the end there. In the beginning, it looked like St. Clair kind of was dominant, and then all of a sudden, UMBC comes in, and they're like, actually, let's get a goal. And they did, and then it looked like they were about to get just that second one. If they had a little bit more time, they probably could have.
The opportunities were there once again, and absolutely, especially off of the front bumper of Azumi, considering wherever that player was on the field, it was always a rocket, it was always a threat, so it's definitely something we're going to have to keep an eye on, too, as we hop into game number 2. Can they continue the pressure? And can we see maybe some of the other UMBC members find their opportunity to crash the net and maybe find an opportunity for themselves?
And Panada going to try to get a goal early, but it gets blocked by St. Clair. Everybody is up in the air. That's one thing I noticed in this game is there's a lot of aerial movement compared to the previous.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's just mutual across both sides. Like, everybody seems very, very comfortable compared, like, not to call out UConn or anything like that, but you could tell, like, maybe one or two of their players were comfortable in the air, and everybody else would still try it, but they would be more prone to whiffing. Meanwhile, UMBC, absolute threats.
Absolutely. The sky is their territory here.
Big demo.
Ooh, that's going to go in from Empanada. That demo secured that goal.
Absolutely. Empanada up in the skies. I'm trying to see where that demo come from. Sure enough, it's Carnitas, actually, who's going to get a little bit feisty in the crease. And, of course, completely legal. Big-time plays here from UMBC.
Definitely. Like we said, Rocket League is a contact sport. So those demos, honestly, like you could strategize around them. You could strategize to try to take out the goalie at the same time as you're going to try to score.
Absolutely. And Carnitas trying to move on forward, but not quite going to be able to get out of here. Kamal, can he drop it at himself? No, Empanada's going to stop that one. Big save there.
Yes, so we're going to see the winner of this game is, oh my goodness, we're going to see a demo from Ramen onto Empanada.
Another one.
Oh, that's going to be saved by Kamal. Azmi's not going to get that goal. Oh, we're going to see another demo from Kamal onto Empanada. Saints are going to try to get this out of their zone.
That was absolutely scary there for a second. Nitrix did not quite find the contact he was looking for, and that was a free bouncing ball right in the crease. Looking for another one. Kamal is going to be able to push this one aside, however. Ramen, drag race, not going to win that one, but Nitrix back in the net to at least make the save this time by. But yeah, we haven't been out trying to make another play, but okay, finally, a little bit of a breather here for the Saints. Ramen going to clear it.
Definitely. The winner of this game will play University of Guelph after this, so we'll have to see how our Saints fare up against UMBC now and see who gets to play them.
And the crossbar shot. Nitrix was right there to try and hit that one in, but unfortunately did not quite hit the right side, so going to be kind of stuck. Loose ball. That was a very awkward spot for the St. Clair defense. Rebound on target. Going to force two of them to literally like head-on collision each other, but they make the save nonetheless. And thankfully, these cars are built to take a beating, so they're still just right on through.
Ramen looking like he's going to try to get another. So close. Bounces right off the corner. Nitrix going to try to help him out. A little bit of a double tap. No, man, just a miss. Yeah, here we go. We could see a third.
Nope, they actually decide to retreat on it. Honestly, like probably fair play. It seems like UMBC were just able to just crawl through with control just ever so slightly. And Saints awesome free now. This is a different kind of Saints, it seems, as of right now. Hang on a second. Never mind. That's the Saints we're used to seeing. Kamal going to be spiking that one from the top of the crease.
That was looking a little bit grim for Saints for a second there, and then Kamal just right in the top there. Azmi tries to block it, but it manages to go in anyways.
Yeah, that was a very, very hard shot there coming out from Kamal, so needed just a little bit more surface area to make that save. And a solid attempt there from Azumi, but unfortunately for them, not going to get it this time by. All tied up at 1 now. UMBC putting on a show here with the Saints.
They really want to test our pronunciations of different languages, Dan. I think Carita and Empanada are Spanish, and then Azumi sounds like it's Japanese, so that's going to be interesting.
In theory, it could be absolutely right, and then, you know, I will be completely wrong in the pronunciations, unfortunately, but we do the best we can nonetheless. They're absolutely fantastic players in their own right, and absolutely are deserving of the shoutouts in this regard, as we see Carnitas trying to make a centering attempt, but not quite going to find it.
Definitely, we're going to see Nitrix going to try to bring this up the middle, but manages to fall short. We still have a minute and a half here, so really, it is anybody's game. We are 1-1. Somebody needs to get a goal, or we will go into overtime.
Oh, one thing to take into consideration, though, is UMBC are so familiar with overtimes at this point that they're just going to be feeling right at home more than likely. Or it could be, now that I think about it, it could be the absolute reverse where it's like, oh, no, not again kind of scenario. But I'll have to see if we get there. A minute left on the clock. A little bit of a back-and-forth ping-pong battle until we finally get it broken into the Saint zone, actually, until the solid clear sends it right back.
Carnita gonna get in here. But Nitrix! Oh, so close! Looks like that's gonna get saved by Azumi. Great save at the last second. Kamal gonna try to take this away, but Azumi, oh my goodness, can he make it? Oh, not quite.
Still there, almost, but not quite. A little bit of a too powerful of a clear. We were just giving credit to Azumi for constantly having like hard shots, but unfortunately, when it's a pass, that's a little bit too fast. Sometimes a little bit difficult. Carnitas just off the crossbar. The pressure is on here for the Saints to try and get a breakout. Did everybody just all in? They're going to be able to get the goal after the triple commit on the offense allows Ramen to spike it from half court.
Look at that. Not even half. That was like right in his goal all the way to the next. That's crazy.
Holy smokes, everybody just went for it, and to be fair, they had the opportunity right there, but they couldn't finish it. So now with 15 seconds left to go, UMBC needs something this moment.
Definitely. Kamal trying to keep this away from the net. St. Clair just wants to get this ball out of there. Oh my goodness! This is very, very nerve-wracking. This could be a goal.
Yeah, it is almost, but no cigar this time by UMBC with one final shot attempt, but it was a ground ball. And of course, with the time ticking down, as soon as the ball hits the ground, that's the end of the game. So the opportunity was there. To be honest, they're good on UMBC, though. That was honestly so much more closer of a game than I was totally expecting.
Me too.
So holy smokes, what a series. The scoreline is not going to do it justice. St. Clair Green going to be taking, of course, the 2-0 in the series, but well fought nonetheless. Yeah,
it didn't feel like a 2-0. When you say 2-0, it makes you think of a total stomp, but that was a fight.
Mm-hmm. I should refer to games like, oh, was it a 2-0 or was it a Call of Duty 2-0? Because then we know exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
But definitely not a Call of Duty 2-0 this time by here. Beautifully done there for the Saints to get the victory. But of course, UMBC absolutely, especially the last couple of minutes there of that last game, really just like turned it up. And it was honestly really, really good to see.
Definitely. So it looks like Saints will be moving on to go up against University of Guelph. Let's take a little peek at this bracket here. We'll have to see. University of Guelph should be the ones that we're going up against right now.
Guelph Griffins, there they are.
Yeah. Guelph Griffins versus St. Clair Saints, which we also have we have a Griffin as well.
Yes, the Battle of the Griffins. This has been something that we haven't seen since, I believe it was OCRS back in the summertime. We got to play the Guelph Griffins quite a lot. If I recall back then, which of course, there very well could be different rosters compared to a summer roster compared to now us here in the fall. But the Guelph Griffins, and unfortunately for them, they did not necessarily have a very good record up against us. The St. Clair Saints were able to take them, or the St. Clair Saints green roster specifically, were able to take them down on every occasion. So it could be interesting to see where the Griffins stand. We'll catch that matchup, of course, in a couple of moments. But another team that I do want to quickly take a peek at, or not take a peek at, but just give mention, was the GT Swarm, one of the higher seeds that are currently here in our brackets. It is a team that made the CCA Summer Series back in, obviously, the summer of this year. So still a very, very talented, very, very strong squad. Being able to make the CCA, CCA anything is always a big prop to those players. But that being said, though, if it's the same squad as the summertime, they do look mortal, to say the least. Very
Oh,
strong,
yeah.
but are still prone to error. So we'll have to see. Maybe eventually, if we keep hopping down this winner's side of things, we'll run into them. But we'll have to see momentarily. We should not be waiting very long. We see the players, like, they're basically focused in, ready to go for the next one. With how long the UMBC overtime games went, we'll probably be hopping in essentially with no break, more than likely. I see Jackson in the background running around back and forth, so more than likely just no break. Give us just like maybe like 2-3 minutes here, and we'll be hopping into the next one versus the Guelph Griffins, the Griffin Battle.
Yes,
shall
Battle of the
commence.
Griffs. Well, they spell Griffins a little bit different. They spelled
do,
it
yeah.
Gryphons. We spell it with 2 Fs.
Yeah, Griffons, not
Yes.
Griffins.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting to say the least. Now, for whatever reason, I'm like picturing like jousting on Griffins, but
I know, right? I'm kind of. It feels very regal when you say Griffons. Like,
hello there. Do you wish to duel? Like,
my Griffon versus your Griffin.
yes, exactly.
So we'll have to see
was
which
a-
Griff school wins.
That was a random rabbit hole in my head. Sorry about that, but yeah. But nonetheless, should be a good one. Just about to get started here. While we do have the quickest of seconds, though, I do want to give a quick shout out to, of course, some of the sponsors that do make this all possible here for the St. Clair Saints Varsity Esports team. Of course, being Crunchyroll. Of course, our newest sponsor here this semester. Absolutely fantastic with the Netflix of anime on our side. And you can get yourself the 14-day premium trial. Check the website out. See if there's maybe a hidden gem that you've never necessarily